And when you punching up, it ain't about whether you can throw. It's how you take.
Now, this was Rock warning Julianna, and it's a threat that would have sent shivers down her spine in season 1, but not now. This Julianna is different. Although even though I don't think she's the real boss, Julianna's rising character is one that no doubt causes confusion in many, especially when we see some character development off screen. And it was evident in episode 10, she's about to be a problem for Rock in season 3. But I do think the clues were there in season 1 as well as 2, that Julianna was someone who knew what she was doing, which is something I'm going to dissect later on in this video. But something I think is worth rewinding it back to is a conversation that Aunt Dolores had with Elisa Marie in Power.
Strength is why women in families like ours are the ones who survive.
Strength is why women in family like ours are the ones who survive. And over the course of the Power universe, we've seen strength from women in many ways. We saw how Tasha was important to Ghost when he had issues with Felipe Lobos, or when he took control over the situation with Angela. There was a reason why Kay Egan never told Tommy about his father, Tony Teresi, because she was right. He was a devil. In Power Book 2 Ghost, we've seen Monet's attempts to keep her family together, and we all know how Rock leads the Thomas operation, because women are an important strength, foundation, and backbone in many ways. And this is something I think Julianna is beginning to understand, but where she's had to go through a series of events to get to the position where she said she's as dangerous as Rock.
La jefa es peligrosa.
También, pues.
Now, the history of Julianna in season 1 begins with a character who suffered physical and verbal abuse at the hands of her husband, Gabriel, who said he was the one who talks business, not Julianna. But in reality, it was Julianna who was making the moves even in season 1.
Pick this place because you knew how my cousin was. Well, I picked you too. Because you are a woman. Because you know how these men treat us.
So, just as a refresher, Julianna was the one who stepped to Lou in the hopes of working together, and with them in need of a place to keep their cash, the bodega was a perfect fit for both, because Julianna knew who Rock was and what she was capable of. In season 1, she was also in awe of the way Rock carried herself and the manner in which she was able to control men, and no doubt, in the back of her mind, she wanted to be just like Rock, which we're gonna get to in just a moment. But with Rock facing an issue with Dean cutting her supply, she needed a new connect. And this is where a favor for a favor came into the equation between Julianna and Rock. The introduction of Joaquin, who was Julianna's cousin, fixed a problem for Rock, and so she was more than happy to solve a problem for Julianna in return, taking out Gabriel, 2 shots to the heart and 1 to the head, and that was Gabriel's last day on Earth. Now, even with the death of Gabriel, Julianna's role wasn't over. She played her part when she kept the police at bay, backing Rock's plan surrounding Unique's jacket. But in this game, Kanan's narration did tell us everybody's out for their own gain, which did foreshadow she was willing to go behind Rock's back. Now, season 2 started with a stash still at the bodega, but Rock had a rat problem who were chewing away at her cash, and it was very much a sign of where she was at that moment in time. No matter how many traps she put down, they'd have to be replaced, symbolizing not only did she have a rat problem in terms of her cash, but where she had rat problems all over her organization, from Worrell to Julianna herself, but one which she thought she exterminated by killing Scrappy. But the game-changing moment came when Julianna was staring down the barrel of Unique's gun in episode 3, because Unique's girl did inform him she saw Rock at the bodega, and Unique was able to put 2 and 2 together, and no doubt, with the help of Worrell, they raided her stash once again, but this time, taking Julianna, and I have no doubt Worrell was involved in this scheme to take Julianna hostage, because we all saw how he was the one who helped Unique get back in the game. But with a gun to Julianna, Unique made some demands from Rock, and he got his way, because even though he showed his name doesn't carry the same weight in the streets, he can still cause problems for her and the Colombians, and there's nothing more dangerous than someone who has nothing more to lose, a similar situation which Julianna finds herself in. But this wasn't the Rock that Julianna had agreed to work with or became accustomed to. She thought Rock would show this level of dominance and light Unique up, the same manner in which she did with Gabriel, but she didn't. She allowed him to roam free and put this fear into Julianna, and that's something she questioned Rock about, because she wasn't playing her game.
He comes and he goes as he pleases. After everything that he did to me. To you. He thought you were strong. This is weakness. I'm not playing your game.
Now, with Rock still eager to expand into Jersey, she had no choice but to work with the man who held Julianna hostage, and Julianna wasn't too happy. And so the next time we were introduced to Julianna, she was unrecognizable. This was someone who had a new image, changed her look, and had this level of confidence sitting next to her cousin Joaquin. And maybe something snapped inside of her and made her think she's no longer being bullied. But this look towards Abraham showed she was putting the wheels in motion to start working with Abraham and Tremont behind Rock's back. Because just like she stepped to Lou in season 1, she did something similar in season 2. And Joaquin trusts her cousin's judgment because it does seem like she chooses who they work with, like she once said to Rock, "Just like you chose me, I chose you." But even though it seems that Julianna has a say in who they work with, I don't believe Julianna is the actual boss, because there is no way she would have put herself in harm's way at the bodega or let herself get physically abused by Gabrielle in season 1. But there were a series of events prior to Rock's showdown with Julianna involving Tremont using Rock and her connection to get Abraham off his gun charge, to then using her to get rid of Cartier. And once that problem was taken care of, Tremont no longer needed Rock because he went straight to the source, Julianna and Joaquin, and Rock was fuming, and rightly so.
Don't trust Julianna's business things.
Yo, but this is a business. All right, she's still angry with me for getting with Nick after he grabbed her little ass up. That's what this shit is about.
Now, Joaquin did say in season 1, even though he didn't trust her judgment in men, he trusts Julianna's judgment when it comes to business, and that was backed up in this scene. But is Julianna someone who's punching above her weight class? Because it's not about how hard you can get hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. And that's what Rock's done in this game time and time again. Because in this game, there's always going to be setbacks, but it's how you react. And she's not someone who kneels to no man, and definitely not Julianna. So for all of Julianna's newfound strength and confidence, she is fucking with the wrong person. And so as we enter season 3, the dynamics have shifted with a few of our characters, and Julianna is one of them. And no doubt, Julianna and Rock will cross paths again, and it's just a matter of how confident Julianna finds herself when she's one-on-one with Rock in the ring. Because it's all good running your mouth when you've got a bunch of bodyguards sitting next to your cousin Joaquin, but let's see what happens when she faces Rock on her own, because that's when the gloves are off, because it's not too long ago where she was running behind her back for protection. So my question for you guys is, will Julianna cause Rock more problems in season 3? I definitely think so, but it is a battle I expect Rock to win. But with that being said, that's the history of Julianna and how it's all poised for Julianna versus Rock at some point in Raising Kanan season 3. So drop all your thoughts down below in the comment section, and of course if you are new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 3 and Power Universe related. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.